What's good with y'all? Let's make this quick, fast, and in a hurry. Okay, so I got a bone to pick with Holoson. The first thing I want to show you is this right here. Let me show you the small portion of the email that I sent them. So as you can see right there, when I sent them the email, I asked them specifically, this is what I told them. I already have the Holoson EPS. I even sent them a picture of the plate. I asked them, could you please send me the screws that will allow me to run the Holoson EPS on a RMR footprint, this being the Airsocket 45-degree offset mount. Could you send me the screws that will allow me to run this optic with this plate that I already had on the RMR footprint? The screws that they actually sent me, and they sent me another plate. I don't know why when I showed them that I already had a plate. They sent me these screws right here, which are the shorter screws that come in that set. Now, there's no way possible that these are the screws that I need, because in the set that comes with the optic, they actually include a longer set of screws, and that's specifically what I asked them for, and they did not send them to me. So that's my gripe that I got with Holoson. I explained it as clear as I could that I needed the longer screws that will allow me to run this optic using this plate on a RMR footprint, and they sent me the shorter screws. So what am I going to have to do to remedy and fix this issue? I'm going to have to go over to this company called Freedom Gorilla. Not only do they have the screws that will come with the optic for the Holoson, they have a plethora of different screws that you can buy for whatever optic or anything that you may have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to their website. I'm going to go ahead and get their screws, because when you get them from them, they actually include the shorter set and the longer set that I actually need. Let me show you that right now. So as you can see, I'm just going to have to go there and get it from them. Now, this actually is pushing everything back 1 week. Not that big of a deal. I kind of need to rest up and chill this week anyway. But I was possibly going to go to the range this week, get everything mounted up, and go ahead and get everything zeroed to some good old Winchester M855 green tip in the 16-inch chrome line, and just get everything situated. But we're going to have to push that off to next week, because I had to buy them screws, and hopefully they kind of got some quick shipping so they can be here before next week for me to go to the range. But yeah, that just kind of just, when I opened up the package and I emptied everything into my hand and I seen that these were the only screws that they included, that just like really made me upset. Kind of make me think, like, did they do that shit on purpose or something? Because there's no way possible, man. And I even showed them that I already had the plate, so they didn't need to send me another plate, but they sent me another plate with the screws that I can't use. I know you cannot use these screws, man. It's impossible that you can use these screws to make that happen, because look at how deep that shelf is. Because these are screws right here. These are actually aftermarket screws. I wonder if these are the screws that actually came with this plate. I think these are the screws that came with this plate. So I'm not going to just use these screws right here, because they might not be the right screws to use. We'll just go to Freedom Gorilla and get the right screws. But as you can see, you see how high that shelf is on that Holoson EPS? Then you got to go into the plate. Then you got to go into the actual mount itself. These ain't the screws. And I already got in contact with Airsocket, and they say that these screws are specifically for the Trigicon RMR. I will have to use the screws that came with the Holoson. So Airsocket already told me that. So we're just going to go to Freedom Gorilla, get the correct screws. We'll do everything next week. Not that big of an issue. I just kind of wish Holoson would have, just followed the simple instructions that I gave him and sent me the correct screws. But it's all good though. Just wanted to update y'all on that. Y'all be blessed, be safe, man. I'm out.